Operator watching this, then please keep watching this video as it has the potential to make you $100,000 a month and change your life. Now, why am I talking about this today? It's because a few months ago we had clients join our incubator, and this was their situation. They came in saying that, hey, we don't have the right vehicle. By the way, they had been growth operating for a minute before they joined our program. And they said that we don't have the right vehicle or product market fit to sell as many units as possible. Just currently doing done for you and done with you to get rev share, which is not scalable, right? They're selling to coaches, consultants, and agency owner, and they decided to essentially focus on those niches because they understand the potential of info products. And then they do the typical stuff, right? Build sales funnels, sales assets, and then also some back-end systems. But what I want you to focus on is this important thing. Just currently doing done for you and done with you, then getting rev share, which is not scalable. Good thing for them, they actually understood the thing, which is probably why they decided to start working with us, because they wanted to figure out a way to acquire scale. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I actually wanted to also at the same time help them understand what I would do in their situation. Because one of the questions they asked recently was, with our current business model, right? By the way, they're acquiring clients, 28K in revenue, plus 25% of rev share for every client that they've acquired. But recently they just started realizing that, like, you know what, this growth operating thing is kind of getting tricky, because it's not that you can't acquire clients. You will acquire clients if you say, hey, we'll do everything done for you and we'll make you money. You just have to relax, sit back, be a creator, keep making TikToks or YouTube videos or keep making reels. Like, who's not going to want you to work for them for free, right? 7K up front, 2K down, 5K next month. It's technically working for free, right? Every creator is no creator is ever going to say no to that type of deal, right? It's because they understand that you're doing most of the work and they're just waiting to make a lot of money, right? And these clients realize that, like, you know what, where's the best path to actually scale past 100K per month? Should they keep doing the done for you and rev share? Or should they have a different front-end offer that is done with you and later upsell them to clients, right? For us, we have two products. When people work with us, we have the incubator, where we give access to our clients to license our infrastructures, growth infrastructures, systems, our playbooks. And then we also implement it done for you in their businesses in the first month. But then we also have partners on the back end. These are people who are making $100,000, $250,000 per month. But we don't want to offer done for you to someone who's not going to make multiple six figures a month every single month, or $100,000 a month every single month, because it makes us lose leverage. And by losing leverage, it means I'm working hard, but I'm not getting richer, right? So I want to talk about what I would suggest to them. And by the way, they started applying this and they've been making money. I'm going to show you guys some proof. But check this out. First of all, I want to go over why the growth operator model is kind of like a little broken, which is something that not many people talk about. And this applies to the growth partner model too, right? For those who don't know me, my name is Serge. Gatari, around clientacquisition.io, a company that I founded in 2021 after shutting down my appointment setting agency. I just realized that, as much as I had left my job in 2020 where I was making 30K a year to making 30K a month by May of 2021, I shut down that 30K a month business because I was just tired of these $1,200 a month retainers and having 22 clients to make 30K a month. I had zero leverage. I just had 20 jobs a month. I had to report to 20 clients who weren't paying me enough for me to care. So I shut down. I went from 28K a month to 13K a month because I realized that my number one goal, if I wanted to be free and to be able to afford this Porsche and the wallpaper, I needed to acquire leverage. So I shut down this business, and instead of selling done for you and selling my time every month, I actually started building growth systems, growth solutions. So meaning I would document how a niche would get results. I'll build the systems and the processes and talent pools, and every client I would charge, hey, pay me 10K, pay me 15K, pay me 12 grand, and I'll come in and implement this infrastructure into your business. And again, the rest is history. $1 million in every 90 days since 2022. And then the beauty of it is that since I was using like YouTube and organic content to build my personal brand and content, I was not spending much money on ads, 7.4K in ads, and in 90 days, and to make $1 million. It was ridiculous, right? Now today we partner with every service provider out there, coach, consultant, who want to go through the same pivot, where they essentially productize their services into an infrastructure that they can build and release at scale. Okay. Now, why is the growth operator model kind of like broken a little bit? By the way, this works well if you have zero knowledge and you're just getting in the game. If you're getting in the game and this is your first business and you have no experience whatsoever, you've never set up a funnel, you don't even know how to create an ad, you don't know nothing, then please become a growth operator, start an agency, go find a creator who has somewhat of an audience, build their school community, do a launch, generate sales calls for them, generate money, and get paid a percentage of that. That's an amazing model. It's so easy, and I'm sure it attracts a lot of people who are starting out. But the problem is, the fact that it's easy is also making it unscalable, in the sense of like, sometimes the lower the barrier of the business model, the harder it is for scale. The higher the barrier of entry, higher the business scales. And the reason to that is because most of the time, the harder it is to do something, the less people will do it. Therefore, if you start doing it and you reach scale, you end up winning everything. You almost like become a monopoly. One person gets everything, right? That would be like the perfect situation in business. But of course, we're not in that land. We're not Facebook. We're not Google. You're not going to get that there unless you acquire capital and you go and build some amazing AI tools, right? But anyway, let's talk about that. But the issue is, the first issue for me that I hate is that it's done for you. I've built probably 10 agencies since 2021, and I can tell you that there is no single moment where it becomes profitable and it becomes fun to run a done for you agency. I've built so many. I've built e-com agencies. I've built cold email agencies. I've built appointment setting agencies. I've built sales agencies. And every single time I'm hit in the face by the same message, which is low margins, a lot of clients, a lot of expectations. So it's not fun, right? You become a slave to your clients. So here, doesn't matter how good you become at launching these creator businesses and these school communities, you're still selling your time. And in case you don't know, you're not getting any more of it. So if you're going to pick a business model, if you want to get to 100K per month, this is not the advice for someone who want to make 10K per month. This is not the advice. If you want to get to 100K per month, this is the advice. Stop selling your time, okay? Or your team's time. It doesn't scale, right? The next problem that this model has is the fact that it has a lot of ups and downs. Because the way that this business model, especially with creators, is structured, is that when you get that first client, you're going to do a launch. You're going to do a big push and you're going to make a lot of money the first month. I see a lot of people on their Instagram now who say that, oh, we made 170K in 7 days. I'm like, okay, cool. How much money did you make the following week? How much money did you make a month later? Most of the time it's zero, because what happens is when they do this big push, they monetize and take out all the goodwill and squeeze out all the desire to work with that creator from their audience, and they're left with no one wanting to buy, okay? And in month 2, they end up making 3 to 4K a month. So imagine making 100 grand a month and taking maybe 30K of that to yourself, or maybe half of it, 50% of it, and you're like, wow, I just made 50K with this creator. And then you're like, oh, but next month I'm gonna go broke, right? I don't like that. I don't like business models where we're primarily relying on launches, because it burns out the audience and you literally have to go find a new audience, or you have to go find a new client. I don't like that, right? That's problem number 2, which a lot of people will not talk about. Now, the other problem with this model is that you lack control on the front end, especially if you're working with creators, influencers, or people who do a lot of content. If they stop creating content, you are cooked. If they don't want to create ads, you are cooked. And the funny thing is, if they do not if they don't become married to the algorithm and become a slave to that algorithm, making TikToks, shorts, YouTube videos every single day and spending money on ads, this is where you end up. By month 2, you're going back to being broke. You're better off having a job. But what's worst here is that you're the operator. So the creator doesn't do anything, and it's all on your shoulder. Everything, all the weight, all the responsibility to get leads, to set them into appointments, to get them to buy, to cash collect enough money, to be profitable, all that comes down to you, right? Because why? Because you thought that getting rev share was sexy enough to sell your soul, right? You sold your soul with this here. You sold yourself. You're a slave, right? This model is great if you're starting out. But to be honest, today, with how many growth operators there are there, I haven't seen many making a lot of money, right? And, we have clients who are smart. These partners here are beautiful. Some of the smartest guys, they're getting thousands and thousands of views on their YouTube channel. They're making money. But the problem is, the model here, it takes time for them to launch their creator. It takes time for their creator to make a VSL. It takes time for them to create the sales assets. It takes time for the creator to get into the habit of building and scaling a company. They're just used to making TikToks, right? So what do I recommend to our clients in the incubator, and what do I recommend to you who's building maybe you're a growth operator or you're a growth partner? This is what I recommend. And this is what I did. This is what I recommend. Get a great case study, just one. Please just get one great case study. As soon as you get a great case study, stop being a slave. I want you to literally throw this into the trash, right? I want you to literally throw this in the trash. Delete it. Delete this, okay? And instead, I want you to follow the follow. I want you to change your goals to making $1 million profit per year. Is that possible? Is it possible to make $100,000 a month profit being growing companies? Of course, right? And I'm going to show you guys an example. This was my first month at, I think this was back in 2022. This was my second month making $300,000 in revenue. I think this month was $513,000 in revenue, in income. And then I took home $299,000 in profit that month, right? And I want to show you guys how I personally was running the business. And if you can see here, I only had $656 in ad spend, which is insane, right? It was beautiful. It was legendary, right? Now, how did I get there? This is how I got there. I figured out a specific protocol. I figure out how to take a niche and get them to their desired, the infrastructure, the growth infrastructure they needed, to get them to their goal, right? I knew the process, I knew the systems, I knew also the talent that was needed, right? You don't need to build talent into companies. You can just focus on the systems and the protocol, right? And I took that and I made it a case study. I was like, hey, this is how you make $50,000 a month using $3 an hour VAs, okay? You guys may be, here's a school community we built and a launch model or a protocol that we did to make a creator $100,000 a month, right? You can take that protocol and then I want you to change your goals to making, right? I want you to change your goals to making $1 million profit per year. You have to change your aim. If you do not change your aim, you are not going to get there. I want you every single day on your paper, write down, I want to make $100,000 a month profit every single day, 10 times on paper. Write it down, never forget it, right? Once you get locked in on this goal of making 6 figures profit per month, then this is what happens. You're going to realize the following. You have to control everything. You have to control your front end. You have to build a personal brand, and you have to become the marketer. You have to get attention for yourself, for your own offer. Once you realize that, then because it's impossible to make $500,000 profit a month, or to make 200 grand a month profit, or even to make 50 grand profit a month if you're relying on someone else's discipline and desire to chase growth, right? It has to be you. I'm making this video right now, it's 9:47 p.m. It's because I'm running a business. I love working, but I wouldn't expect my clients to be doing this at 10 p.m. at night. right? So instead, I want to bet on myself. I don't want to bet on anyone else. The next thing I recommend to do is you need to pick a model where you have leveraged fulfillment, right? Now, the most leveraged model is selling a course. I don't recommend you sell a course. Instead, I want you to sell implementation with a course, right? I want you to say, hey, we have a playbook. Like as an example for us in our incubator, we have a playbook. We have a protocol of things we do that we know gets people to 50K per month. We take care of offer. We take care of dialing in their offer, setting up the foundation, lead flow, appointments flow, everything. And everything has a checklist. And if you click on here, everything leads you to the next, right? Every single thing has its assets, right? So everything is pre-built. That means that you build it once and you can release these growth systems, these growth protocols into companies, okay? But here's where things get really exciting. When you're building and releasing these growth systems and these growth infrastructures, a specific protocol into a lot of people's businesses every month, you end up with data. And what data does is it creates a moat. It makes you different from everybody else. The more clients you get, the more data you get. The more data you get, the better the protocol gets, the process of you implement it to people's businesses. And the better it gets, the more clients you get. So it's a flywheel. It creates a flywheel that makes time your ally. Every second that passes by, you get luckier. You have the potential to be richer. While this model here, doesn't matter how great you become at doing stuff, you can't even get more than 3 clients a month, right? And even if you were to get 3 clients a month, you still rely on your clients to do things in order for you to make this 50K a month. If they don't do anything, you make 3K a month, right? It's time for you guys to start owning your own offers once you have a great case study, okay? And this is what Kenny and Simon have started doing. He messaged me on Friday, closed their first done with you kind of like offer 5K Friday. By Saturday, they had closed another 5K. Imagine if every single day they start closing at 5,000. Now, the reason why it's 5K is because they're still validating it, right? But imagine if they're closing 1 client a day, 5 days a week. That's 20 clients a month. 20 times 5,000 is 100 grand, right? And guess what? This came from their organic content. I don't think they needed to advertise, right? So what do I recommend you guys do? If you have a case study already, ditch this model. Just stop acquiring more clients. Just shut it down. Shut it down. Just shut it down, please. Okay? And then if you need help, click the link below. Come and see how we essentially build assets, how we build and release, how we build protocols, how we put it all together, and how we essentially how you can also leverage our entire protocol, right? A process selling VSL, lead flow, appointments flow, sales, every single infrastructure that we build into companies, you can come in and actually be able to license it, right? Which is what I believe Kenny and Simon have been able to do, which is even if they came in as growth operators, they were able to kind of like come in and look at how we essentially run everything, right, into our process and use this program codex and the entire playbook to now go ahead and build their own playbooks with their own experiences and sign clients, right? So if you guys want to stop being slaves to your clients and want to have your own offers where you can sell infinite amount of people every single month and just print, click the link below. We have something pretty special coming up for this Black Friday offer, and I think you guys owe it to yourselves to be great, and it's time to acquire scale. Do not stay too long in the working for free in exchange of a potential rev share, right? And comment below what you guys think. I know some of you guys who follow me are also growing companies. Tell me your experience around growth operating and what was your experience once you actually got in the game. Was it as easy as most people make it to be, or was it actually harder because you have all the responsibilities? It's on you to not just figure out how to get leads, how to get clients, how to get appointments, but you have a creator client, but they don't do anything. Literally every single creator that you sign, it's your own business. You literally are starting a business every time you sign a client. And that for me is kind of like crazy. It's not scalable much, right? So guys, If you guys need help turning your protocol, your service into a protocol and then an infrastructure, and you want us to help you scale it, click the link below and look at our Black Friday offer. Love y'all. Bye-bye.